Contractors, if you've been burned by a bunch of lead selling platforms like Angie's List, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, and all other different types of sources, and you're just frustrated because they haven't really turned into the cash or the results that you wanted or that you expected when you got started, or maybe you've spent way too much money on SEO and you're still not showing up at the top of Google to get in front of the customers that you want and the ones that can really value you and pay you what you're worth rather than just kick tires and try and be up on price, then this video is for you. I'm actually going to walk you through something that we do with our clients that works a lot better to help you get leads faster and they're the right quality people. So this is actually step 3 in our roadmap that we use to help our clients add 6 figures in new revenue and get back hours in their week without having to go crazy while they're growing their business. So I'll show you a little bit about how that works and we'll dig in. Oh, and we'll also even give you a little bit of behind the scenes on one of our clients who's been able to develop or actually was able to see 105x return on their effort. So if 105x sounds good, then hang on for just a second here. All right. So like I said, this is step 2, or I guess it's video number 3, but step number 2, where we're going to get into how we help get projects on demand to grow your business. And this is primarily within using something called Google Guaranteed, or also known as Local Services Ads, or LSA. So if you're familiar with that, then great. If you're not, then hang on for just a minute. We'll show you why that's useful. Quick side note, I can't tell you, I've actually kind of lost track of how many times I've connected with guys who, or contractors who have started this and either 1, it's not working the way they like it to, or 2, it's just, it never really got started in the first place, or it's kind of flatlined. So we've been able to revive a lot of accounts to get things moving. So with that said, let's show you a little bit more about how this thing works and how it's going to help, how it can help your business. So hang on, let me get this back online. Gotta protect the innocent here with with some of the data. So just 1 second. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so where this starts, if you, what we're trying to accomplish, what we're trying to solve for is if someone does a search for, let's just say general contractor near me, as you can see up top, the traditional Google result is going to be something like this at the top, where this is, you can see Angie's, here they are again, or men wearing construction. The more traditional listings that you're probably familiar with Google are these sponsor links, to where if I click on this, then Angie has to pay for it. So maybe I should click it just to stick it to them. No, or if I click on this one, then men wearing construction has to pay for it. And as we know with business owners, that you can't really do much with a click. You can't turn that click into money unless something good happens after the fact. So you got to pay for this click no matter what, and then hope that whatever you've done happens after, when they get to your website, that they'll either call you or they'll fill out your form and you've got at least an email address or a phone number that you can then use to turn into actual dollars. The second place that we hope Google is doing well for us is if we show up down here with, in the maps, or we may show up down here for the organic sections for, this is where SEO comes in. You can see in this particular case, yeah, it's Yelp, Better Business Bureau, House, Contractor Connection. That's not even an actual company. You got Thumbtack, Angie's, Facebook. So it comes Home Guide. The first time you actually get to this entire first page, I'm not even seeing a single actual company. And that's where the SEO effort can really get frustrating, because if there's people who are near me who are trying to invest in SEO, they're not able to compete with all these other bigger aggregator style platforms. So instead, what we want to do is help you get set up with Google Guaranteed, because it is the shortcut to the front of the line. So that shows up all the way here at the top. This is where you can see re-up construction or all-star service and repair. A couple quick things to point out and why this is helpful. Why, number 1, you're going to get better leads and more of them and better quality, because you're showing up at the top now once you get through the Google Guaranteed verification and approval process. Because now you're actually visible, you're showing up above everything else. Number 2, and what can't be discounted, is the value of this green check mark, this Google Guaranteed badge. What that effectively is saying is that Google is vouching for you as a legitimate and trusted provider. When we think about why these other platforms exist, people would go to something like an Angie's or Thumbtack or what have you, because they're trying to find someone they feel like they can trust, someone who's been vetted. They're not just doing this as a side gig or just not doing this out of their garage or whatever the case may be. We want someone who actually has the chops and they can trust. So there is a little bit of a vetting process that Google will put you through to be eligible here. And again, we've really perfected how to expedite that and avoid some of the pitfalls. Quick side note, if you want some help with that. But still, once you've done it, here's where the rubber really meets the road. If I were to call Re-Up Construction or All-Star Service and Repair and they screw up, Google will actually reimburse me as the homeowner up to $2,000 a year for someone that they vouched for that didn't do the right thing. So hugely powerful in terms of credibility and getting you quality leads compared to not, or some of the other places. Plus, these leads are exclusive. These aren't shared to a bunch of other providers. It's not a feeding frenzy thing where the same lead is sold to a bunch of other people and it's this big race to who gets to call first and you got to pay for it even if 10 other people have. It's not that. These are exclusive leads just for your business. And they're seeing your name on it. There's no confusion over, wait a minute, I didn't fill out this information. I put my name on some other site. Who are you? None of that nonsense. Okay. And you can see, you can either get a phone lead, so a phone number you can actually talk to, or a message or a text from somebody directly. So a lot more useful than a click that comes from leads down here, or at least comes from traffic that comes down here. So that's a little bit of a quick overview. Again, there's a lot of other details that we won't have time to get into in this video, but you can really get specific in terms of how you want to target, what services you want to promote, what zip codes, all those other things we can help you figure out and configure your accounts to match your objectives. So with that said, let's take just a second and show you one of our clients' accounts that's really been crushing it with this. Hang on. Got to cover up the account numbers and phone numbers. Don't want to protect the innocent here. All right, let's go. Okay, so you can see here's one of our client accounts, and here's all the phone numbers that come in. You can see leads that have just coming in every day, or not, at least pretty close to every day based on how much he can handle. We've actually turned this down a little bit because he's been getting leads from other sources like word of mouth and website and other places. So if that happens to you, that's one of the other nice things about this platform is you can really turn the dial and control how many leads you get. So, but this is all, these are some of the leads that we've seen come through here. And one other thing I wanted to show you, it looks like, I mean, we're up to, well, actually, let's do this. Sorry, getting a little share screen bouncy, but we're up to over 126 leads from this. So pretty effective. But let's want to show you just one quick behind the scenes on one of these that's also worth noting if you're not familiar with it yet. And it's this one. All right. Almost there. I want to show you one other useful detail with how these leads work if we can get Google to cooperate. Okay, there we go. Let's show that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you can see with this lead as an example, one of the other things we really like about it is that all the calls that you get are recorded. So you can actually see and listen, this call was 5 minutes. You can go back and listen to it and find and have it keeps track of that and takes those notes for you. Keeps track of the customer information. It's all there. So really helpful when if you're going to be able to have a good pipeline, a good way to follow up with and close those leads down the road. A little bit of a quick case study on Judd. This was his account we were taking a look at and got a quick video from him. If you want to hear from him kind of sharing his story and really his transformation. One of the things, again, I liked about it is that the results, right? We got 105x returns. So for every dollar we put into these style of leads, we got $105 back into his business. Not too shabby compared to some of the other things that either take a long time or aren't as proven. So If any of that sounds interesting to you, if you want more help to figure out either what this is, how it could work for your business, would it be a right fit? And then just let's do the word of the day. Let's go with big money down in the comments below here, and I'll get you some of the details on how we can help get those same kind of results, get you leads you can control, get you to the front of Google without having to wait for SEO to kick in, without get you say goodbye to all those other pay per lead platforms that are just feeding frenzy that sell leads to everybody else, and you're not exclusive and you can't really close them. So if that's going to be helpful, let me know and we'll get you squared away. See you next time.